Hi everyone! So this is a requested video on a tutorial on how to make a little E design ouchie bag. And this is mine that I have in my bag right now, and I just have mine as a little medic pouch with band-aids and stuff. And as you can see, it has a clear front and a zipper here. And so I'm just gonna do a little tutorial on how to make an ouchie bag. Now there is different ways to make the same thing, and there's no right or wrong way, of course. These are the things that you'll need. I'm going to be using jujube fabric, and I got this fabric from taking apart a change pad. And so the basic sewing things, I like to use these clips and a rotary cutter. And you will need a zipper of a coordinating color. This is a little binding that comes on the outside of the change pad. So a coordinating color of the binding. And you cut an outside piece and an inside lining piece. Let's see, it's 5. You can make them in different sizes. My typical, regular size is 5 by 7, and then this top part is 2 by 7, and then you will also need your clear vinyl piece. Now you can use different thicknesses of the vinyl. I kind of do it in between size. I don't like it too thin or too thick. There's a few in between sizes, and any of those I think work really well. So I'll show you how we put this together here. Okay, first I'm going to sew the binding onto the clear vinyl. So I folded it in half and clipped that together, and then I have my zipper ready to be sewn on the top part. So that is this part right here. So I'll sew those and come back. All right, I sewed this on, and I sewed my zipper onto here, folded this over and did a top stitch. Kind of hard to see when it's black. So now I just need to sew these two pieces together. So I will line this up here and sew the vinyl part onto the zipper. I'll just clip this on. And just do a straight stitch right there. The zipper is all sewn on. Now we make a sandwich. So you will line this face up. The lining is face up, and this front part is face up. You don't forget to open your zipper a little. Right there. And then I kind of just clip this in place for a second. Here. Here, and then I'm going to put my little E tag on this side here. Just make sure everything is nice and straight. And then you want to put, this will become the back, and I'm going to put it that way, and then you put this face down on top of here, and then just start clipping this all the way around, making sure everything stays nice and straight. I got to this part and my vinyl is a little bit longer. There's a little tail here, so I'm just going to trim that off with my rotary cutter. Do not cut your fingers. These are very sharp. Okay, and I'll finish clipping this. And you'll want to leave an opening so you can turn it right side out. So this top, this is the top, and I leave this part opening for the turning. You just leave your zippers like that, And so we will sew starting here, all the way down, across, up, and across, and stop right there. Okay, all sewn up. Now I use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I also double stitch on every stress point. So in the corners, I double stitch, and on both sides of the zipper, I double stitch. So you just have a little more strength in your piece here. You don't want it to be falling apart. Now I can kind of clean it up anywhere that's not perfectly straight. And I will trim off the excess zipper. And there is a little bit of this thingy there. Just go ahead and you can trim that off like so. And trim this part. And then I like to trim the corners. I like to fold it in half so all 4 corners look the same. Kind of helps it look better when you're poking out the corners. So there's that, nice and trimmed. And then we turn it right side out. So when you're looking in here, there's going to be 4 pieces. So you want to find the 2 front fabric pieces. You can just start turning it to get it front side out. You kind of have to be careful with the vinyl. You don't want to rip it. Vinyl, clear vinyl can rip really easily. So you have to be very careful with it. That's one reason I don't like using the super thin. And another reason I like to double stitch, because that vinyl can rip easily. Just kind of reach in and find the corner, pull it out. There we go. It's coming. And then I like to use some kind of tool to help poke out the corners, make them look really nice. I have this little skewer stick here. And just get the corners as good and even as you can. And again, be careful with that vinyl. You don't want to poke a hole in it. So just work on this. It takes a few minutes. All right, that's about as good as I can do on those corners here. The laminated jujube fabric is pretty thick. So it's like that. Now what I'm going to do is close up our top of our bag here. You can just fold those in, lay it down, make sure it's straight as possible. And you just clip it together. Okay, it takes a while for me to make sure it's all straight and perfect. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and sew up, across, and down. And I'll be back again. Okay, we're all sewn. Up here, across here, and down. So that turning hole is now all closed up. And I'm going to show you a little trick I like to do if there's any little stringy pieces poking out like that one. I like to trim them off as close as I can. Try to make it look as nice as possible. And then I like to take a lighter and try to melt it a little so it doesn't fray or poke out again. Like that. And I'll even go around some of these end pieces here. Just make sure everything is nice and flush and sealed off. So you could just leave it like this if you wanted to, I like to do something extra. I like to put a top stitch around here. It protects that vinyl from ripping like I was talking about, and I just think it looks nicer to have a top stitch. I like to use clear thread on top of the clear vinyl. You don't have to, you can use a coordinating color. So what I'm going to do is try to just make sure this is as flat as possible, and then put a few little clips in here, and I will just do a top stitch all the way around this here ouchie bag, like so. I just kind of use this to push it out, make sure it's flat. It likes to bunch up by the zipper up here. So I'll top stitch this with clear thread on the top, and I'll use the coordinating black thread on the bottom, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. Here we go. Here's the finished product. Can you see the top stitch? Doesn't show up in the camera very well, but I love having these for different things. You can put whatever you want in them. Like this one has kind of band-aids and Neosporin and a sucker, of course, and stickers, you know, for boo-boos, especially in the summer. It's amazing to have that. Some people put like makeup in them. I like to have one in my bag with my Perfectly Posh skin sticks because they fit in there perfectly. And I also like to put essential oil rollers in there, and it just zips up and easy to find in your bag. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope it helped you. I will put all the instructions down in the comments below. Might be easier that way. So you can read them, or you can watch, or whatever you'd like to do. And please let me know if you make one and how it turns out, and if you have any questions. All my contact information is down below, and check out my Etsy shop. I'll be having some new fun things posting for the summertime. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. Have a great day.